万象汇每家餐饮店人都好多。
At Shenzhen, the Mixi, every restaurant is packed with people, but this Xibei has not a single person. I guess it's done for.
这是西贝的餐厅，看看。
This is the Xibei restaurant in Changsha. Look, are there many people today? Wow, there really isn't anyone. It's empty, not a single customer. It's 7 p.m. now.
还得是罗永浩厉害。今天西
Gotta hand it to Luo Yonghao. He's impressive. This is the current situation at Xibei Beijing Blue Harbor store. Completely empty. Boss Jia, finally. You could take a good rest and get some sleep. Even Xibei's largest outlet in Beijing, the flagship store in Liu Li Chao, has seen a sharp decline in customers. The standalone restaurant has been largely empty, with only staff inside and almost no diners. Xibei is a high-end Northwestern cuisine restaurant chain in China. However, its stores nationwide are nearly empty, approaching closure. Why is this happening? It stems from recent claims by well-known internet personality Luo Yonghao. On September 10th, Luo Yonghao posted on Weibo stating he hadn't eaten Xibei in a while. After a meal there with colleagues, he found the dishes were mostly pre-made and overpriced. He called the experience disappointing and urged legislation to require restaurants to disclose the use of pre-made dishes. Luo Yonghao's post sparked widespread discussion on Chinese social media, with both pre-made dishes and the Xibei brand striking a chord with consumers. Xibei's advertisements have long emphasized fresh, made-to-order dishes, and its official video account highlights the skills of its senior pastry chefs. The next day, Xibei's founder, Jia Guolong, led media to the Beijing restaurant where Luo Yonghao dined. Asserting that Xibei used no pre-made dishes, he invited consumers to visit the kitchens of over 370 Xibei restaurants nationwide and share the 13 dishes Luo ordered for public tasting and scrutiny. He also vowed to sue Luo Yonghao. Luo Yonghao responded, "Fine, bring it on. If these aren't pre-made dishes, that's remarkable. Making fresh dishes taste like reheated food must involve advanced technology." He offered a 100 yuan reward for legal evidence proving Xibei's use of pre-made dishes. Jia Guolong's actions backfired. During the live stream, media outlets found numerous pre-made products at Xibei, including sea bass with an 18-month shelf life, lamb front leg meat with a 24-month shelf life, packaged frozen chicken soup, and frozen broccoli. Citing a sea bass product found in Xibei's kitchen, Luo Yonghao noted it contained additives, questioning whether it was fresh fish or an industrial processed product. The public also posted images suggesting that beef patties and cod sticks in Xibei's children's meals were pre-made and began calling for a boycott. Some also suspected Xibei used near-expired food.
有没有发现个问题啊？它全国这
Have you noticed a problem? Xibei has so many chain stores across the country, and business used to be so booming. How come there are refrigerated foods in the fridge that are over a year old? I'll make a bold guess. Could it be that these things are all close to expiration foods? You know, like when we go to a supermarket, some foods that are about to expire get put on promotion. Internet users noted that Xibei's procurement volume is substantial. If it is indeed purchasing near-expired food, that would be highly unethical. If such food is intended for children, it would go beyond unethical and be utterly deplorable. After the livestream was labeled a major mishap, Xibei halted its Open Kitchen initiative just 2 days later. The paper reported that Xibei headquarters directed stores to stop allowing kitchen visits by customers. Xibei's customer service confirmed this policy is in effect nationwide, stating that the cancellation was not due to food safety concerns, but to prevent disruptions from visits and interviews, ensuring smooth store operations and customer dining. In his response, Jia Guolong distinguished Luo Yonghao's consumer role from his blogger actions. He argued that Luo's behavior exceeded that of a typical consumer. Jia noted that Xibei offers clear feedback and compensation options, such as returning or replacing dishes or waiving the bill for dissatisfied customers. However, Luo ate well, left, and then posted on Weibo, causing significant damage to Xibei. On September 12th, the second night of the Xibei dispute, Luo Yonghao live-streamed simultaneously in Bilibili, Weibo, and Douyin, with a background panel stating, "Not against pre-made dishes, advocating for transparency in pre-made dishes, protecting consumers' right to know." Responding to Jia Guolong's threat of a lawsuit, Luo Yonghao said he was ready and reiterated during the livestream that his primary goal was to advocate for legislation requiring businesses to disclose the use of pre-made dishes, ensuring consumers' right to know. As the two clashed, several well-known restaurant operators voiced support for Xibei. The owner of the prominent supermarket, Fat Dong Lai, also briefly posted in support but later deleted the post, likely due to overwhelming online public sentiment. The pre-made dish controversy severely impacted Xibei's operations. On September 12th, Jia Guolong stated that the damage to Xibei was clear. On September 10th and 11th, daily revenue at Xibei stores nationwide dropped by 1 million yuan each day, with losses on the 12th estimated at 2 to 3 million yuan. Regarding his approach, he said, "Business can be sacrificed, but right and wrong must be debated." Facing significant losses, Xibei issued a public apology letter on September 15th, pledging to shift central kitchen pre-processing to on-site preparation at stores wherever possible. The company outlined a detailed plan promising to complete 9 specific changes by October 1st, including using non-GMO soybean oil for cooking and preparing beef sauce for children's beef rice fresh in stores. On the same day, Luo Yonghao announced he would no longer pursue the issue, officially ending the dispute between the two parties. However, the controversy over Xibei's pre-made dishes persisted. On September 18th, well-known financial commentator Lao Man posted that furious Guangdong parents could not forgive Xibei's perceived deception. He highlighted that baggage broccoli with a 2-year shelf life is dated from packaging, with no clarity on how long it was frozen or marinated beforehand or what preservatives were used. He expressed understanding for the intense anger of Guangdong parents, who typically prefer vegetables picked in the morning and eaten by noon, finding evening vegetables too old. Being misled by Xibei left them feeling utterly deceived, fostering a deep resentment that he said could not be resolved. On September 20th, Laman shared a CNKI research paper on phthalate contamination in pre-made dishes, including screenshots from 2 official studies by the Guangzhou and Chengdu Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. He summarized their conclusion: all packaged pre-made dishes are heavily contaminated with phthalates, posing serious health risks. Phthalates harm include, but are not limited to, causing early development in young girls, contributing to cardiovascular diseases and capillary blockages, damaging the liver and kidneys, and increasing cancer risk. Lao Man claimed that this garbage is what Xibei and other chain restaurants feed Chinese people, especially children. He criticized their push to standardize such food. The outcome of Xibei's situation remains unclear, but its public relations article has further angered internet users. On September 23rd, Xibei's WeChat account published an article titled, "7-year-old Mao Mao, I thought I'd never eat at Xibei again." It described Mao Mao, who has eaten at Xibei since age 2. After recent news, Mao Mao's mother decided not to take him there, but Mao Mao cried and insisted on going, unmoved by offers of toys. The article noted that Mao Mao had eaten there for 5 years without food safety issues, arguing that public opinion should not undermine this trust. Ultimately, his mother took him to Xibei. The article also stated that one customer deposited 1,000 yuan at a Xibei restaurant without making any purchases, saying it was simply to support the brand, while another customer said they would share life and death with Xibei. The article immediately drew questions from many internet users. What exactly are they eating to be this addicted? Did they take netizens for fools? Using a child for emotional marketing, the PR department has completely failed. If a child can get addicted to food like this, it really should be investigated. Internet users criticized the story in the PR article as overly exaggerated, appearing fabricated and poorly written. Some also mocked that Mao Mao's crying to eat at Xibei looked like drug addiction. On September 25th, the article was deleted. In response, Xibei's customer service told Jimu News that after the article was published, it was subjected to online abuse. Out of consideration for the feelings of staff and customers, the article was removed. Blogger Beifeng Chuang said that Xibei's public relations throughout this incident showed a lack of sincerity, like a blanket check without any valid information, unable to respond to public concerns, let alone present practical measures to solve the problem. The post argued that the company was immersed in its own narrative of grievance, attempting to divert attention by using a child's crying, while consumers are not seeking emotional performances, but genuine reassurance and the right to know. Such public relations, avoiding the main issues and lacking accountability, was compared to a student handing in a blank exam paper, bringing nothing but disappointment and resentment. What made people uncomfortable, the post continued, was a sense of hypocrisy and moral coercion throughout the PR article, artificially elevating the significance of a restaurant to an undue height, as if without Xibei, children's taste buds would have no place to rest, and life itself would be missing something. The public's concern about Xibei were most likely triggered by earlier news reports that touched on core consumer issues, namely food safety, service disputes, and other risks related to consumer rights. The article avoided addressing these key questions, neither explaining the background of the problems nor committing to measures such as strengthening ingredient management or optimizing service processes, and not even including a sincere statement like, "Sorry for causing concern." In fact, this was not the only article about Xibei. Some internet users joked that Xibei stories are becoming more and more dramatic, listing them as a series. Episode 1, 7-year-old Mao Mao cries because he cannot eat Xibei. Episode 2, the domineering grandpa falls in love with a 15-year-old me. Episode 3, a baby less than 1 year old wants to eat Xibei. Episode 4, mother-in-law receives the Xibei education fund. Episode 5, customer orders takeout and asks for extra fuel. Episode 6, Ren Zhengfei eats at Xibei and recovers from depression. Episode 7, aunt in coma rushes to eat at Xibei after being discharged. Episode 8, after 7 years of infertility, she finally gave birth. So which company handled Xibei's public relations? It was Hua Company. After the pre-made dish incident occurred, this PR company stated that it was not a crisis PR situation because there was no crisis at all. Hua founder Hua Shan publicly supported Xibei chairman Jia Guolong on social media, stating he aimed to confront online critics. Luo Yonghao commented that he sensed Jia Guolong and his allies genuinely seemed intent on ruining Xibei. Netizens remarked that, despite Hua earning Xibei's consulting fees, they appeared to be pushing Xibei toward failure. Hua has provided brand consulting to Xibei for a decade, collecting over 60 million yuan in fees. Hua Shan noted that the company pioneered a subscription-based consulting model and said for the next decade, they would not be greedy, aiming for just 100 to 200 million yuan. Despite Xibei's hefty spending, its post-incident PR articles were poorly received, a real misfortune. Netizens criticized that the consulting firm of this caliber could offer corporate advice, describing one as foolish and the other as deceitful. To rebuild its brand image and restore consumer trust, Xibei introduced a coupon campaign after the controversy, but it fell short and faced netizen backlash. On September 24th, Xibei launched the Xibei Invites You to Eat campaign at stores nationwide, offering free 100 yuan dine-in vouchers to customers. Xibei customer service stated that the promotion covered nearly 400 stores nationwide, running from September 24th to October 8th, with vouchers valid until October 31st.
西贝又出个大招了，推出来个100块钱代金券。
Xibei has come up with another big move, launching a 100 yuan voucher, but the catch is, you can't use it right away. It means you eat this meal, and the next meal is when you can use it. I don't even know which tough person came up with this idea, probably trying to pull in some customers during the National Day period. The problem is, for us, that 100 yuan is real money, but for you, it's just a voucher. The voucher has way too much imagination. You could think of it as 4 buns or 3 bowls of cold noodles. The math is just too precise. So I can't, for the sake of 1 bowl of vinegar, specially order a whole plate of dumplings, right?
你还不如不送，对不对？你现在给大家送个寂寞。
You might as well not give anything. Right now, what you're giving everyone is just loneliness. If I use your voucher, I had to come a second time. If I were Boss Jia, after cleaning up and making things transparent, I'd probably give out the vouchers. For people who hadn't spent anything before, they could use it on the spot. After creating goodwill, only then could you earn positive reviews. Xibei was founded in 1988 by Jia Guolong and is headquartered in Beijing. As of 2025, it operates nearly 400 stores across China in 62 cities, employing about 17,000 people. Since 2016, Jia has launched 9 sub-brands, all of which have failed. Netizens listed these. Xibei Oat Noodles, launched in 2016, suspended that year. Mai Shang Kun, launched in 2017, suspended that year. Full Energy Jujube Cake, launched in 2017, received $3 million from Matrix China, no longer on the official website. Super Rojia Mo, launched in 2018, suspended in 2020. Yogurt House, launched in 2019, quietly closed in 2021. Gongchang Zhang, launched in 2020, never opened as planned. Jia Guolong Kung Fu Dishes, launched in 2020, temporarily halted. Jiaguanlong China Burger, launched in 2022. First-year city stores closed in 2024. Jiaguanlong Small Pot Beef, launched in 2023. Stores closed. After this pre-made dish incident, Xibei's future remains uncertain. Some claim Xibei and Jiaguanlong are doomed, shifting from a multi-billion yuan valuation and IPO plans to billions in debt and bankruptcy. Others predict widespread store closures ahead. Others note Jiaguanlong's past success with Xibei, which generated over 6 billion yuan in revenue in 2023 alone. When someone amasses billions in assets, those around them stop telling the truth. Prolonged exposure to praise, detachment from frontline operations, and a lack of internet savvy led to this crisis, making an IPO next year impossible. On September 28th, Jiaguanlong's main social media accounts saw large-scale content removed. Meanwhile, his Xiaohongshu and WeChat video accounts were fully cleared. His Douyin account now retains only one public video outlining Xibei's development history. Finally, considering the advice from a self-proclaimed high-tian catering expert to Jiaguanlong.
水能载舟，亦能覆舟。
Water can carry a boat, but it can also overturn it. The reason Xibei has come to this point today is that the brand has let everyone down. So the only step to win back public support now is for the CEO Jia to take responsibility and resign, and also give a sincere apology. You might also say, what exactly did I do wrong? Actually, consumers aren't saying they can't accept pre-made dishes. What they're saying is that they pay the price for freshly made dishes, but got pre-made ones. He advised that, as a catering professional, one must grasp the underlying principle and cannot expect to have it all. Ultimately, it comes down to integrity. Losing trust for profit makes survival impossible. Whether Xibei can return to its roots and treat customers with sincerity remains to be seen.